The tiny seed knew that in order to grow it needed to be dropped in dirt, covered in darkness, and struggled to reach the light. Farmers struggled to reach this light to give us food. With these words, welcome you all to ABS Creations by your educationalist Chandrakala. If you eat today, thank a farmer. Farming is not just a job, it is a way of life. The future belongs to the few of us still willing to get our hands dirty. An educational channel with moral values. In this session, we are going to learn about agriculture of grade 10. First of all, what is agriculture? Agriculture is a process of preparing the land for the cultivation of crops and to the rearing of livestock. It may be also called as farming. So it is one of the oldest occupations known to human. It is an age-old primary activity. Nearly 50% of the population of the world are engaged in agriculture. In India, 2/3 of the people depend on agriculture directly or indirectly for their livelihood. Now we'll see the exact definition of agriculture and the farming practices followed in India. First of all, what do you mean by the word agriculture? Agriculture is the art of cultivating crops, rearing animals, along with fisheries and forestry. The act of cultivating crops, rearing animals, along with fisheries and forestry. India is essentially an agricultural country. In spite of rapid development in industries, trade and transport, it retains the pride of a place in the present-day economy of the country for definite reason. What may be the reasons? It supplies food for growing population and fodder for animals. It provides raw materials to agro-based industry such as cotton, jute textiles, sugar, etc. It is the most important occupation with nearly more than 50% of its working population engaged in farming. Besides those working in factories processing farm products. It is a major foreign exchange earner for a country through exports of goods like tea, spices, cotton, coffee and jute. It also supports our roadways and railways which move bulk of farm produce. Therefore, we can say that agriculture is highly considered as the backbone of Indian economy. As we know that agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy, how does that economy has been developed? It may be there are certain factors for the development of agriculture, such as physical factors, institutional factors, infrastructural factors, and the technological factors. Physical factors include relief, that is the topography of the landmass, climate, the atmospheric condition for a longer period of time, soil, the topmost layer of the earth's surface. The physical factors include relief, climate, and soil. Whereas institutional factors include size of farm holdings, that is the size of the landmass, land tenure, and the land reforms. So reform measures. So institutional factors include size of farm holdings, the tenure of the landmass, and the land reform measures. Infrastructural factors include irrigation, that is the artificial supply of water to the fields, power, transportation, credit, that is financial support, storage facilities for the crops. So all these come under the category of infrastructural factors. Technological factors. So it involves the modern methods of farming, that is inclusion of high yielding variety of seeds, chemical fertilizers, insecticides and the machinery. So all these are considered as the determinants of agriculture for its development. Now we'll move into the types of farming which is practiced in India. As we know that agriculture is an age-old economic activity in our country, over these years, cultivation methods have changed significantly depending upon the characteristics of physical environment, technological know-how, and socio-cultural practices. So farming varies from subsistence to commercial type. So are present in different parts of our country. The following farming types are practiced, such as subsistence farming, shifting cultivation, commercial farming, plantation farming, dairy farming, terrace farming, dry farming, mixed farming. So these are the various types of farming which is practiced in India by the farmers of India, like subsistence, commercial farming, shifting cultivation, dry farming, dairy farming, mixed farming, plantation farming, and terrace farming. Now we'll move into the different types of farming in brief. So first of all, the major farming type is the subsistence farming. As we know that India is a land of villages and more than 50% of the people engage in agricultural occupation, most of the people they depend upon the subsistence farming. So first of all, what is subsistence farming is that the farmers carry out the cultivation in their farmland and they to satisfy the needs of the family alone. So with the available plot of land, so he cultivates, and whatever the harvest he receives in hand, he utilizes for his family members. Nothing is left for sale. So that type of farming, we used to say it as subsistence farming. So farming carried out by a farmer to satisfy the needs of the family alone. There is nothing left over for sale. That is what we say it as subsistence farming. So subsistence farming can be classified into two further types. One is primitive subsistence farming and the intensive subsistence farming. So subsistence farming example, the farmer cultivates paddy, wheat and cereals for his own family members. So when we speak about the primitive subsistence farming, so it is also the farmers who cultivate a small patches of land with the help of the primitive tools. So the farmer cultivates or practices cultivation on the small patches of land with the help of primitive tools. What may be the primitive tools? Like hoe, hoe, digging sticks, family or community labor. So primitive tools are like hoe, digging sticks, family or community labor. So primitive subsistence farming deals with the farmers who practice on small patches of land with the help of primitive tools like hoe, digging sticks, family or community labor. So the farmer depends upon certain factors like monsoon, that is the seasonal wind. He depends upon the natural fertility of the soil and he depends upon the environmental conditions. So the farmer who carries out primitive subsistence farming depends upon monsoonal activity, natural fertility of the soil and the environmental conditions. So depending upon all these factors, he cultivates a small patches of land with the help of primitive tools like hoe, digging sticks, and with the help of family or community labor. What he produces, he utilizes for his family needs. And here also, nothing is left for sale. So another type of farming, subsistence farming, is the intensive subsistence farming. So here also, the farmer cultivates a small plot of land using simple tools and a large number of labor. So in intensive subsistence farming, the farmer cultivates a small available plot of land using simple tools and a large number of labor. But how he practices? He practices with the help of more number of labors, and it is practiced in areas of high population. As he practices in the areas of high population, and it is a labor intensive activity, so he uses more number of biochemical fertilizers. He uses high doses of biochemical fertilizers. So they practice intensive methods of cultivation like using manures and artificial irrigation and better quality of seeds to get maximum yield from the available land. So the farmer uses what? The farmer uses high doses of biochemical fertilizers, different types of irrigational facilities and better quality seeds to get high production from the available land. So this comes under intensive subsistence farming. So subsistence farming is divided into primitive subsistence farming and intensive subsistence farming. Now we'll move on to shifting cultivation, which comes under primitive subsistence farming also. First of all, what is shifting cultivation? So here a small area of forest is cleared by cutting down trees and the area is burnt. So the area of forest is cleared by cutting down trees and the area is burnt. So the burnt ashes are mixed with the soil to make the soil fertile to carry out the cultivation. So this type of cultivation is generally called as shifting cultivation. So this type of agriculture is performed by the tribal people in a piece of forest land after clearing the trees through felling and burning the trunks and branches. So the farmer, he clears a patch of land and produces cereals and other food crops to sustain their family. So as he follows this method of cultivation, he depends mainly on nature to retain the soil fertility. So this shifting cultivation can also be called as slash and burn agriculture, as the forest area is cleared by cutting down trees, burning of forests and the ashes mixed with the soil to make the soil fertile. So that is what we used to say it as slash and burn agriculture. So this slash and burn agriculture is called by different names in different countries of the world and in different states of India. So particularly in India, that is in northeastern states of India, this slash and burn agriculture is called by one particular name. In the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram. So these northeastern states of India such as Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram, this slash and burn agriculture is called by the name Zooming. So what is the name called in the northeastern parts of India? Slash and burn agriculture is called as Zooming in Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram. Whereas slash and burn agriculture, it is called as Kuruva in Jharkhand, Vala or Valta in eastern parts of Rajasthan, Pama Dabi, Kame, Bringa in Odisha. It is called as Bivar or Dahiya in Madhya Pradesh. It is called as Podu or Penda in Andhra Pradesh. It is called as Kumari in the Western Ghats. It is called as Diba in Chhattisgarh, that is Bastar district of Chhattisgarh and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. It is called as Kil in Himalayan mountains. So slash and burn agriculture is called by different names in different parts of India. As we have seen in northeastern states of India, it is called by the name as Zooming. It is called as Kuruva in Jharkhand, Bama Dabi, Kamen or Bringa in Odisha, Podu or Penda in Andhra Pradesh, Dipa in the Bastar districts of Chhattisgarh and Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Kumari in Western Ghats, Bivar or Dahiya in Madhya Pradesh, Vala or Valta in eastern parts of Rajasthan, and Kil in the Himalayan regions. In different countries of the world, such as world countries, we see that in Central America and Mexico, it is called as milpa. In Mexico and Central America, it is called as milpa. In Brazil, it is called as roco. In Venezuela, it is called as conuco. So in Central America and Mexico, it is called as milpa. In Brazil, it is called as roco. In Venezuela, it is called as conuco. And in Indonesia, it is called as ladang. And in Vietnam, it is called as ray. And in Africa, that is particularly in Central Africa, it is called by the word masol. So in world countries, the name of slash and burn agriculture varies. In Central America and Mexico, it is called as milpa. So slash and burn agriculture is called by different names in different countries of the world. Now we'll move to a farming called by the name as commercial farming. So here, what do you mean by the word commercial farming? So farmer cultivates a crop and rears animals for commercial purposes, that is selling. He uses a large mass of land mass to cultivate his crops and rear animals for commercial purposes. The main motive of the farmer here is making profit. So most of the work is done by machines and the areas under cultivation, as well as the capital involved are huge. So here, examples of commercial crops or commercial farming may be sugarcane, paddy, wheat, jute, etc. So farmer uses higher doses of modern inputs, high yielding variety of seeds, chemical fertilizers, insecticides and pesticides for higher production. So commercial farming is nothing but a farmer cultivates a large land mass and rears animals for commercial purpose. The main objective of the farmer who carries out commercial farming is profit motive. Example, sugarcane, paddy, wheat, jute, etc. He depends upon the modern inputs such as high yielding variety of seeds, chemical fertilizers, insecticides and pesticides for the higher production to earn more profit. So as he cultivates the crop, the degree of commercialization varies from one region to the another region. So for example, paddy, which is cultivated as a commercial crop in Punjab and Haryana, it acts as a subsistence crop in Odisha. So degree of commercialization in cultivating the commercial crops varies from one region to the other region. So paddy acts as a commercial crop in the regions of Punjab and Haryana, whereas the same paddy crop acts as a subsistence crop in Odisha. So this is what we used to say it as a commercial farming. So the next type of farming is the plantation farming, which also comes under the category of commercial. So here this plantation farming involves a single crop. That is, the crop is cultivated as a single crop over a large field. So here this type of farming acts as an interface of agriculture and industry. So it covers large tracts of land, and mostly this type of farming involves capital intensive. It is a capital intensive farming. So here who cultivates this type of farming is that mostly they are the migrant laborers, people who shift from one region to the other region for the purpose of earning a money for survival. So those people come under the category of migrant laborers. So they use this plantation agriculture crop as a raw material for various types of industries. So plantation farming involves a single crop in a large field, and this plantation farming acts as an interface of agriculture and industry. So it is a capital intensive input where the migrant laborers are used for working, and these type of products harvested from this plantation farming, they are used as a raw materials in various industries. Example, banana, rubber, tea, coffee and sugarcane, they can come under the plantation farming. So the next type of farming is a mixed farming. So mixed farming is nothing but the cultivation of food crops, fodder crops and the rearing of livestock at the same time on the same land. The cultivation of food crops, fodder crops and the rearing of livestock at the same time on the same land. So this system of farming includes crop production. This system of farming includes crop production, raising livestock, poultry farming, fisheries and the beekeeping. So this system of farm includes crop production, raising livestock, poultry, fisheries and beekeeping. So this type of mixed farming is a combination of primary activities. So such as crop production, it is an agriculture activity. Raising livestock, it is also a primary. Poultry farming, fisheries, beekeeping, all these combine a economic activity called as a primary activity. So as it is a combination, as a farmer combines all this type of primary activities, they are complementary to each other and they add to the farmer's productivity. So this type of farming is known as mixed farming. The next type of farming is dairy farming. So mostly the dairy farming is that the rearing of cattle on a large scale. So where it is carried out in the outskirts of the cities, mainly to meet the demand for milk and the animal products. So dairy farming is nothing but the rearing of cattle on a large scale on the outskirts of the cities to meet the demand for milk and the animal products. So here they use the scientific methods of farming and the investment is heavy capital investment is invested for dairy farming. So here in India, White Revolution has been started. First of all, what do you mean by White Revolution is that increase in the production of milk products. So this White Revolution, this dairy farming, particularly first dairy farming has been practiced mostly in the countries of Australia, New Zealand, Denmark and Netherlands in Europe and North America. But in India, a White Revolution was started with the setting up of cooperative societies for dairy farmers. So in India, White Revolution has been started with the setting up of cooperative societies for dairy farmers. So mainly it started with Amul in Gujarat, and after establishing the dairy farm in Amul in Gujarat here, it started spreading to all other states of India. So this is what we used to say it as dairy farming. So the next type of farming is dry farming. So why the word dry farming is that it is practiced in arid regions where irrigation facilities are lacking. So dairy farming is practiced in arid regions where irrigation facilities are lacking. So for example, the crops which are cultivated in this method of farming, they can withstand dry condition. So crops are cultivated with the help of irrigation facilities. So what is that? The crops are cultivated with the help of irrigation facilities. So the production from this particular type of farming is very low and only one crop can be cultivated for per year. Example, in the regions of Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, etc. So for example, using of Indira Gandhi International Project, crops are cultivated in the dry regions of Rajasthan. So this type of farming came to be known as dry farming. So all these are the different types of farmings which has been practiced in India. Apart from that, terrace cultivation. So this terrace cultivation is also called as step cultivation and is mostly practiced in the hilly areas where lands are of slopy nature. So mostly it is practiced in the hilly areas where the lands are of sloping in nature. So the hills and mountain slopes, they have been cut into form terraces. The hills and the mountain slopes of a particular region are cut into form terraces, that is steps. So the land is used as in a permanent agriculture. So after cutting the hills and mountains into form terraces here, so that type of land is used to carry out agriculture in a permanent manner. So here the soil erosion is also checked, as the terraces have been formed along the mountainous areas here, soil erosion is checked. Example, tea, coffee and even paddy can be cultivated with the help of terrace cultivation. So this terrace cultivation can also be called as step cultivation, and it is carried out in the areas of Punjab, Meghalaya, Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. So the areas of terrace cultivation include Punjab, Meghalaya, Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. So these are the different types of farming practices which has been practiced by the farmers in India. So by listening to these concepts, understanding the concepts, you can test yourself. Define agriculture. Differentiate between primitive subsistence farming and intensive subsistence farming. Prepare a table of different names of slash and burn agriculture in different countries of the world and in particular in India. How is plantation farming different from that of shifting cultivation? You can compare and contrast the mixed farming with dry farming. In the next video, we will continue these concepts of agriculture with cropping season and cropping pattern. If you like this video, you can subscribe it, you can share it. Thank you.